Welcome to The Breakthrough, where we talk with technology leaders about their successes, struggles, and everything in between. I'm Allison Dean, VP of Operations at Theorem, and today we are talking with a very special guest, someone I have known for 15 years. Can't believe it. Jon Snoddy is currently the Executive Senior Vice President for the Advanced Development Studio at Walt Disney Imagineering. He sent me his favorite quote, which we will discuss. People will do what you pay them to do. Hi, Jon.
Hi, Allison. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So what does that quote mean to you?
It means literally what it says. If there's something you want someone to do who works for you, you probably ought to let them know. And guess what? They'll do it. It's amazing how often we assume people will read our minds. There's no reason to think that. That's just not true. So we find often there are these disconnects between what a leader hopes is going to happen and what the person working with them is trying to accomplish. And they're misaligned because they're just not communicating. And so I believe strongly that you ought to tell people what you want them to do, that you should talk about it. You should talk about what you're trying to accomplish, that you should, it should be very clear that the people on a team should all know, where are we trying to go? What are we all trying to do?
Yeah.
And I find that when you do that, it's amazing how people kind of want to get on board. They want to, they want this thing to work. They want to succeed. And it's easy just to think that whatever my priorities are known, to the whole team. But it's not. It's really easy for the whole team to be completely misinformed. So I think you really have to talk about this stuff. So if there's something that's important to you, you got to tell them. If there's something that's really important to you, you really ought to tell them.
I think it makes sense. I recall when I worked with you at Disney, we were working with certain outside consultants, right? So the strategic decision was made to leverage outside entities instead of bringing things in internally. And so I'm wondering, when you know that that's something that is best for the project, when do you need to bring outside in versus, create a new department or what have you?
I operate under kind of a principle that if someone can do something better than me, they probably should do it, unless it's something that I feel like I really must get better at myself. But I can think bigger if I can get other people excited about my vision, and I can surround myself with people that are very different from me, that have different skills from me, and I can do things that I could never dream of doing by myself. And it's one of, you were talking about career trajectories, and that's one of the sort of realizations you have as you kind of grow up. At first you're trying to do everything yourself, and then you start to realize, wow, when I'm with this person, suddenly the ideas are better. And when I'm with this person, we get stuff built. And when I'm with this person, we actually meet our deadlines because she kicks us in the butt and makes us, Allison. And and you learn to surround yourself with people that are better than you at particular things. And we do that a lot. We're always thinking about what should we do inside? What should we do out of house? We're not doing speech recognition at Disney because there are companies that are spending $1 billion a year on speech recognition. And so there's no reason for us to duplicate that. It exists just fine. So that lets us move up a notch and say, all right, what would you do? Let's just assume that technology, assume it exists. Now what's your big idea?
What are the most important lessons that you've learned from your mentors?
The focus on people. It's the kind of thing that you always think you understand. Then next year you go, oh my God, I had no idea. And then next year you go, oh my God, I had no idea. And because it's so complex and so rich and so deep. And now I no longer think that I know a lot about people because I realize I don't. Mentors have taught me about listening. That thing of, what is it? Listening's not waiting for your turn to talk. That if you actually listen to people, you can learn a tremendous amount about what's on their mind, about anything, about everything. But over time, you'll find that you come back to that notion and understand it more deeply and more deeply and more deeply. And it becomes more and more a tool to help you connect with people and to to do great things together.
Thank you for tuning into The Breakthrough. Thank you to Jon Snoddy. Thank you to Theorem. I'm your host, Allison Dean, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.
Thank you for watching just a few of the highlights from this week's Breakthrough episode. To see the full podcast, click the link in the description below.